2 businesses. There isn't really space for 102 businesses unless I utterly destroy a lot of my warehouses. But we can get to work on it anyway. And it's not like destroying warehouses is out of the question. When I have a truly efficient Hansa, I will not need so many warehouses around here. What is going on here, game? Help me out. Sometimes there's some very strange ideas of where it wants to build. Like that. It would build despite the overlap. But no, nothing's going here. The AI is very good at poaching areas because it'll see where it can squeeze in buildings, and you are not able to see that. That's what the AI excels at. And there, it allows me to build on roads, because why not? We have to follow the road rules, but only sometimes. I saw that. There we go. Any more? No. And then we look at businesses. Hey, we're not too bad. We're only 67 short. And again, if I tore down a whole bunch of my warehouses, and I do have a lot more than regular, then we'd be good on that front. So I could build them out here and then tear down some of these businesses later on. Despite the imminent grain shortage, I'm probably going to pull down a few of these farms. I have 133 and Rostock only needs 126. So what's that? 4, 3, 7 of them need to go. Certainly not selling them to my competitor. Whew, I had a horrible suspicion that I was building salters instead of weavers there. They look so similar in my eyes. In my brokenly dysfunctional eyes. Oh, I got space here as well? No, says the game, but also yes. And more like kind of. 128, so still 2 of them need to be pulled down. Okay, game. Doesn't like letting me build it there. Okay. Trouble is, my competitor owns quite a few businesses, so I will likely have to tear down these tailors, for example. But that is not a problem right now. I can do that later. I do, however, want to destroy the rest of, rather build the rest of this place. So I'll build those weavers. I need 7 and 60 of them. Okay, it's got a strange idea of how it wants to let me build around here. See, sometimes it lets you build in nice squares around here, sometimes it just says screw you. And I'd be lying if I said I knew what causes either side of that. So a big disadvantage about building outside of the walls like this is that if the prince attacks, these ones will shut down. Of course I dealt with princes, so that's not going to happen, but in a regular playthrough, you will most likely still be having trouble with princes. Okay, so I still would need a few more businesses. That could be dealt with, but at a later date. Not worried about it right now. Jake, wouldn't you easily be able to eat the storage costs if you had no warehouses with all the money you make? Yes, but I want to play this at least somewhat efficiently. I'll hopefully tear this down to about 30 warehouses in the late game. It'd be even better if I could get rid of all of these. But raw stock is looking pretty okay as it is. I can also buy back all my clay and wood, and then just throw enough onto the market to keep them happy for a wee while. What else though? So that should get the salt flowing. But that's not all. I need to go to my, not my, but they are about to become my internal cities and set them up as well. They already have carts going there and giving them loads of resources. And they're not going to pump out any food for me except for Kaunas, which brings cheese. Novgorod also brings cheese. It would do me better if it brought me more cheese, but hey. I'll have a big old meal for the poor to try and encourage more people here. More people in Novgorod means more food, means less starvation, so I want it. Okay, I'll go through these places in order, and by in order I mean whatever is on my beautiful spreadsheet here. And that starts off with Minden dilated. What's the German word for city? The littlest city. It's pretty cute. Okay, how's this gonna work then? This tiny city. I guess the first thing I want to do is buy up all the enemy businesses, which would all be here. So yeah, this weaver is going to be mine.
That's an offer I simply cannot refuse. Take the business with my blessings.
And yeah, Minden is nothing but... Wait, tools? Cool. And I already have a few tool producing places here, right? Yeah, I got my own smiths. So just gotta find all the enemy businesses, buy them, and destroy them. You even have grain farms, it seems. Well, that's cute. Now they're gone. And sheep farms. Cute. Gone. It's going to be expensive, but I want to do this for all the internal cities because I do not really care about their well-being right now. Oh, he's got smiths. That's nice because I actually want to own those myself. 8 million for that smith. That was crazy talk. Well, sometimes you just gotta live crazy when you are out at Minden. There's another business around here, that clay pit. And now it's gone. I have 15 warehouses. I don't want to have more than 15 warehouses for internal cities because space is going to be more cramped, potentially. And I'm sure there was another reason. It'll come to me another day. Oh yeah, they get personalized trade caravans, so they really don't deserve to have huge amounts of warehouse space. Okay, that's looking fine as is, somewhat. 61 houses will support quite a large population-ish. Right, I'm sick of this monolithic black bit. I'm gonna speed it past some time. And then, okay, no, what? Why do I have this? What is this? I'm gonna save the game here. Let some time pass for a good while.
So that's what you get.
Rostock. Okay, this guy is really angry at me for buying up all of his things. What the heck is this? Stadt is German for city. Dilated Stadt. Alright, I'm getting out to the main menu and reloading this in the hopes that I get rid of this giant black shadow. How are you looking there, Minden? Much better. Must have been some kind of bug that I triggered. A bug in Patrician 4? Yeah, who would have thought? So these places are going to need lots of building material, but that's okay. I have dedicated guys going around doing that. I already bought all my privileges around here, right? Of course I did. And I don't really care about all this managerial stuff in the guild. So, Minden, the smallest city. Apparently it can only hold 370. Well, I can get to work on that one. 370 houses and 370 businesses, of course. Plus the required number of the other things. Chapels and infirmaries. The word infirmary always dies in my mouth for some reason. Shoot. Double shoot. Well, with building failings like that, it's little wonder that Minden is going to struggle to host so many buildings. So tools are really important for building. They're really important for a great number of things, really. They're a great money maker as well. Not that that matters too much to us at this point, but still good. And they only require two different kinds of raw materials, metal and wood. I just think they're a cool trade good overall. But really importantly, they're needed for constructing boats, and you will always need more boats until you are finished with the game. At the moment, I'm really feeling the lack of river cogs, and I think only two places produce river cogs for me right now, Thorn and Cologne. Not even Novgorod is producing them, they're producing a butt ton of crayers, which are far less useful because I need to really mass them up to be able to do anything useful. Oh, I need to answer a question I've had on my mind ever since I came to an inland city here. That question is how far out I can build here, and it seems like all the way. I would also like to try the road bug, but I can try that at another point. So I'm going to build all the businesses. There's very little reason not to right now. I've certainly built up more than enough houses to keep people satisfied for a while. And these places will grow on their own accord, whilst I keep them very well supplied. If anything, at the expense of other currently more lucrative cities. But these cities will be every bit as lucrative as my Hanseatic cities. Well, that will be true if I ever find a way to stop the raids that happen on the roads, which is one of the worst mechanics in the game. I know I said many other things in this game were the worst things ever, but those raids on your caravans, certainly the worst. Worse than pirates. At least pirates you can, in some incredibly resourceful or resource-intensive way, get around. But as far as I can tell, there is no way to get around these constant caravan attacks. That's so inefficient there, especially for Minden. But I got high hopes for Minden. I mean, I've taken up all this space and it's most of the businesses. I'll just flesh it out around here and it'll be all 370, which leaves all this for houses. We'll see how it goes. I think it's a cloud shadow. You can turn it off in options. Well, I turned it off by reloading the game. Seems to have worked pretty well. Alright, you know what? Why don't I try the zero road bug. Good. Also good. Now let's test our theory of this. I'm sure I built it in a different order to that. Or rather demolished it in a different order. Now I'm getting confused at whatever I did. Well, it's not like I have recordings of these things to check on. I'm going to try exactly one more time and then give up here. It's times like this I should probably try to remember that I didn't even want to use this bug. Alright, forget that then. What are the best things in this game, I wonder? The money. Yeah, Nagant gets it in one. The money's pretty good. No, what's really nice is not just the money, but the hands-off money. It feels great to make rent, but it also feels really good to have your automatic trade fleets just set up. And then you can sit back and watch them making money without having to do any of the micro. And it's a testament to how well you've set up your trade routes as well. Because if you have to micro, then you've failed. You've made mistakes. You've made inefficiencies. You are a sorry excuse for a German. I feel like better use of space if I build along here. Well, to a degree. How are we looking on those businesses? 272. So I still need another 100. I hope there's room for all those houses over here. I would need to build about 300 or so, which is quite a lot. Should probably focus on houses for a little bit. I have plenty of money with which to do this, so I'm not terribly concerned. Hell, I'm not concerned at all. On the other hand, maybe I shouldn't push this too far because it's possible that the wall can go out further. Maybe I should leave it at the... Well, I do want a few more houses just in case we hit something that resembles a limit here. So... let's get ourselves that elusive straight edge. We should also keep in mind that these places are capped at 10,000 population until we strut in and change that, so... there's that to keep in mind as well. You can never have enough houses, Jake. No, you can. If you have too many houses and there's no space for more people, then you're doing yourself an inefficiency. You want housing capacity to be at 100%, no lower and no higher. Well, no, actually, if you can find a way to make it even higher, then you've done even better than forecast. Oh no, let's not do that. Because you get rent based on the amount of people living in houses, so that's why you don't want housing occupancy to be low. Percentage-wise, that is. And the reason I try to keep it low in the build-up is to stop the AI from building buildings. They build them in an inefficient manner. Generally speaking, for every... for every 10 houses that you could squeeze in, they'll build 8, I think, is the number to crunch on that regard. There we go. That's Minden. They will very soon stop starving. Hopefully. Lending money, forget it. So that's good. Minden should be a happening place now. Where's next on the list? Oh, it's Erfurt. But I'm going to quite like Erfurt, because they are the most metal of cities. They also look like they'll hold a lot more people than Minden ever could hope to. I've already built 3 smelters, and I'm going to find my enemies' places and destroy them. They have 9, which I need to take over. So, thanks for that.
Now that's an offer I simply cannot refuse. Take the business with my blessings.
I will. Just buying and demolishing everything they have, except for that smelter. That I'm keeping, because that's useful to me. Tailors are never useful to me. They have got to go. They just eat up my precious cloth and give me clothes that I do not want to have. Because all of my Denzians will be bollock naked, like the day they were born. Sorry, no hemp either. And yeah, this is doing a number on my bottom line, but that's okay. 15's a good number for warehouses. Start by building the houses rather than building the businesses. I should have fairly high confidence in my trade caravan's abilities to actually supply these places. That's something weird. I don't like this. Alright, that should be good enough. It's actually pretty cool. I don't like the whole square thing, but just the way everything fits in is rather nice here. That too is rather nice. Okay, but I mean that's a nice initial 80 houses. Now it's time to get smelting, and smelting hard. Here's your bug, Jake. Why, thank you. I could probably study that and see what exactly the movements are to make it happen. Although I will probably find that it's irreproducible. How best to build here? What best to build off of? This is a straight edge that I probably should be using. Now, Erfurt is a very large place. I can apparently cram in, and these are not my numbers, this is numbers I found online, 69,000 people here. So that's 690 houses, 690 buildings, as well as 23 chapels, 23 infirmaries, and of course my 15 warehouses. Part of me is a little skeptical because even though Erfurt is huge, I mean look at it on the map, that is just such an overwhelming number of everything that it's hard to believe. But I will not build to the full extremes here. I want to build it up so that it can handle 10,000 people quite happily, and then I will see what I can do. Because I want to become the mayor of all of these places, just like I did on the coastal cities, and that will allow me to what exactly, Jake? To build up those... It'll allow me to build up those chapels and infirmaries that I keep hamming on about being so important. I maintain that as long as I have those chapels down there, as long as they're there and I feed my people, it shouldn't make them go into any kind of recession rather, which would reduce the amount of people living there, which is certainly not what you want. The worst thing is when your workers turn into beggars. I mean, who knows why people would just suddenly stop working. I provide you with all the food you could ever need. Alright, speaking of providing, we've given them plenty of businesses. I just want to give them also plenty of houses, and then we can move along. Oh man, the ugly police called. They want their housing blocks back. I don't like the way this is evolving one bit. There we go. Well, evolving is putting it nicely. They put a bit more work into these inland cities though to make them look a little less like ours. And I do appreciate that, except these trees are getting in the way of my highly efficient building. I wish I could take the Nitro approach and just autoclick.exe my way to building everything here. But alas, I cannot. Okay, I take it all back. These trees are really annoying me. Maybe I should find somewhere else to do my straight edge. Somebody worked hard on these cities, and they all just become the same sprawling metropolitans. Metropolises. Metro something or other. Windows Metro. This will once again vastly increase the demands for clay and wood. Mostly clay though, and I noticed that wood is the one thing that I have tons of, and clay not so much. That is something I'm going to have to keep in mind. I highly doubt that there's actually going to be room to build out these cities a bit more. That was weird and kind of inefficient. See, I actually doubt I'll be able to push the walls out more, but since I need to become the mayor anyway to build up the chapels and such, I may as well find out. And I may as well not push my luck, because it could be that they can move out further, but the way that I build prevents me being able to do that. So that's Erfurt, ready to rock and roll, and as we can see in their market hall, they have 1, 2, 3 types of food, so starvation will go away soon. Arg, that looks horrible. Erfurt deserves nothing better. And it certainly deserves a lot worse. This is the part that confuses me. There's no way to pull this part of the wall out as far as I can see. It's just these 1, 2, 3 parts. But hey, what again do I know? Next up is Posen, which is not you, maybe you? No, that's Warsaw. You're Posen. Wrong side of the river there. Posen is not very big. And it looks smaller than my estimate puts it down for. My estimate puts it down at 500. I doubt it's going to make 500. I severely doubt this place is going to make 500. I would really like to get this wall bugged out then. I can give it a go. This is where I just never get it right. Now what did I do? Did I build here and here? And then I deleted that and then that? Okay. Watch as I never remember that. But at least I freed up a good bit of space. And I want to do that here as well. But I built it with sawmills, didn't I? That's silly of me. I don't want a sawmill there. Houses are better to use because this place isn't meant to have any sawmills whatsoever. This might also be silly depending on where 0, 0 is. It's there, so no, it's not that silly. Yeah, I keep deleting the wrong one here, don't I? 1, 2, 3 on the left. 2 on the right, delete the center, delete you, find out that it kind of works there, and then what did I do? I put you and you down, and then I deleted you, and then consistency. That's a tiny amount of space to work with though. That's really bad. Maybe if you built watchtowers you can use those to manipulate the wall. I don't think you actually move watchtowers at all. The only 2 towers you moved on the previous ones were when they met the beach. This place is tiny. Posen is in no way going to hold many people. It's probably going to be as limited as Erfurt, which does mean that my wine production will fall, but that's a problem for future Jake. And this I'm only too happy to fork over to future Jake. This place is still starving, but that's their problem. And as it happens, another problem for future Jake. They also have 10 businesses. I only have 4.
Now that's an offer I simply cannot refuse. Take the business with my blessing.
Why don't I buy a house off of him as well?
What do you want with this dilapidated old house? With this much gold, I can easily build a new one.
Well, be my guest, but I am taking over your city. You still have 1 business left for me to tear down. And I can't easily see it. There we go. Crunch. Oh, I just killed a few inhabitants, but that's okay. They'll come back, maybe. Well, actually, it's a lot harder to get people on these inland cities because I can't just throw loads of sailors at them. But it's okay. It's probably okay. Jake, are you a wizard? How can you stream 2 games at once? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you mean. No, I really don't know what you mean. Where was my train of thought going there? Yeah, houses are good, but businesses are necessary here. And this is another annoying thing about this place. It needs wineries. Can I actually build my wineries here? Yeah, it looks like it'll let me build quite a few here. But I reckon maybe Maybe 100? Maybe a little more than 100? We'll see how that works out for us. Which means I want to test something with this. If I can find the right angle here. That's it. Huh.